All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth with all diligence and sincerity, risking your freedoms in your lives to do so. This is Brother Lahab coming to you with a quick lesson. All right. So, what's been, being said throughout the years, this guy's not a man of the Lord is coming to fruition, man. All right, and he explains it himself as well as he's still trying to save face. He's saying that I'm not denouncing the fact that I'm an Israelite because you can't really denounce that, and that's true, which you got that from the people you learned from. All right, here at GMS, that's where you got that from. Otherwise, you would be saying, yeah, I'm just not with it. Because that ain't got nothing to do with teaching, has nothing to do with proclaiming the name of Yahweh Shai, Shai, a mess community and people. You're going around mess to be a content creator. You're going to be dealing with the majority of the mess. All right. But, this guy was trying to save face because the Most High is completely out of him. Here it is. What was it, about 3 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, it turns out that you were engaged in strange activity, but these are all signs of Yahweh Shai not dealing with the madness that you were spewing, as well as the pride that was coming out. And you went from borderline going off to actually just really going off. And here it is. Spirit was just not with you. That's the reason why you felt okay, because you were not fearful. As a matter of fact, let me switch this over. Yeah, this is Sirach 32. And I'll start at verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. Which that's what he did. When he when it came out that he was doing those things and people saying pray for him. Why? The spirit, how about Shemiah Shah was not in the spirit of praying for that guy. So anybody that wanted to say that they were Israelite and you were calling on the name, if that calling on the right name and you were still doing stuff like that, the most I wasn't hearing that. The Lord wants nothing to do with this guy. All right, yeah, it's one thing to fall, but this dude was supposed to be a top guy in Israel, man. And one of the main things you display as a top guy is humility. You have the ability to be reproved, and you can see, and the Lord had outed you. So the first thing you should have did was, I'm wrong. I fully repent of everything I did. If you was going to even put yourself in front of a camera, that's one thing. But all you had to do was say, I'm wrong. Those things were off what the brothers are saying is on point. And you would have been better accepted by Yahweh Shemiah Shai. And maybe even accepted amongst brothers, because people in the flesh, they don't know everything unless the Most High reveals it. But the Most High understands the true intents of the heart, man. And he was very much on you, man. But this is verse 18. A man of counsel will be considerate. So when we're telling you that you're supposed to cut your hair, or you're not supposed to teach with your head uncovered, now Paul isn't in the truth. The letters of Pauline are not authoritative, as you wanted to say, man. Just mocking the spirit, man. But a strange and proud man, because you were in a very strange and proud spirit, is not daunted with fear, even when of himself he hath done without counsel. Because everything that you were doing was without the counsel of elders. And, this guy goes on this video and he says, he spoke with elders. When I heard him say that, I'm like, what elders did he speak with? Because his elders, he mocked them and blasphemed and said, fuck him. That's why the Most High is getting rid of this guy, man. I hope one of those people that he's interviewing comes and offs his ass on camera, on live.
I'm not a part of the Hebrew Israelite community. I just got done talking about it. And I can't be associated with the Hebrew Israelites anymore. The real deal, how do you become an Israelite? You don't become an Israelite. I'm not coming in representing the Hebrew Israelite community anymore. Nah, I ain't doing that. So somebody asked me like, oh, so what do you identify as now? if you're saying you're not a so-called Hebrew Israelite. Why lead a movement? Well, because it's
And
a
that's another
movement.
thing. We don't call ourselves Israelites like this is a group, man. This is something that the Lord gave us, man. This is a gracious ability to be able to return, man, to Yahweh Shemi Shai through his son Yahweh Shai. All right. But this guy and others, they only see it as a club. He's trying to act like he doesn't, like it's deeper. Dude, you're forsaking this because you looked at it as a club. Now you're just about to go on and just live your life. It's basically what you're saying. Because this isn't a stopping thing because somebody gets on your fucking nerves. As a matter of fact, let's read what Jeremiah had to say about that, man. Is it Jeremiah? No, I don't think it's Jeremiah, the 5th chapter. It's like I don't like always word searching, but I can't remember exactly where it's at. Oh, it's the 20th chapter. This is Jeremiah 20. I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, "For since I spake, I cried out. I cried violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord Yahweh was made a reproach unto me, and a derision daily." All right. So that's actually Jeremiah going through it with mockers, actually teaching the truth. The thing that we go through, real prophets, you know, not getting no money, not getting love, not fame. The fame we get is infamy. You know, we're looked at as a despised thing, man. You know, although brothers are approachable, we have the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shai. We also have the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and people don't like that, man. All right. But this guy gets congratulated and praised because he's of the world. we can't turn on the cash app and the monetary videos for what, you know. But that's the thing. This guy was making merchandise of the truth. But this is verse 9. It says, "Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in mine heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones. And I was weary and forbearing, and I could not stay." And that's not going to happen to this guy. Not to this guy, man. Jeremiah said he couldn't even hold his peace anymore because the wickedness that he was saying, it got too great because he was a man of the Lord. That's why it says in the scriptures, if the Lord is going to come and return for the men that cry and that sigh for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. That's in Ezekiel, but I'm gonna get this in Second Ezra. It's the Second Ezra chapter 16 and in verse 50, it says, "So shall righteousness hate iniquity, when she decks herself, and shall accuse her to her face. When he cometh, that shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon earth." All right. So the Lord is going to come and defend that type of man that is crying and sighing, is just searching out the sin upon earth, man, is rebuking this place. Not somebody that is, well, I'm going to take a break. Well, the Lord talks about those that takes break, man. They take a break, man. But I'm going to let him finish, and I'm going to get some more scriptures.
And movements stop, but are actually cosplaying as the ancient Israelites. And they are exactly like Christians because they're still picking and choosing the parts of the Bible in which they want to follow. The Israelites have been have allowed themselves to be bamboozled and continually bamboozled themselves. I just want people to understand the Hebrew Israelites consistently are shooting themselves in the foot.
It's funny how his voice ends up changing. I think this is a clipped up video. I seen the original where he had actually, he even gave a breakdown of when he said, basically, you don't join being an Israelite, which basically it is true. The only thing is that we come to the understanding of who we truly are. All right, you can't change who you are. The leopard can't change the spots. We are Israelites. The only thing is that we did not know it. And he should have really just said that. But the thing is that this, just like with the ISUPK saying that we worship a nigga god, they motherfuckers say shit a certain way for sensationalism, and they forget that we're here to edify, and which he did kind of do it like that, but shit, the soundbite came in and whoever made this video, they went in on him, but he did explain, the breakdown of it. But the whole thing of it, his spirit was, he's really not into this anymore. He can't use it anymore. This man is trying to make money. He's trying to hop into something crazy and just forget about this, and live his lifestyle, whether he's still pegging or not. Shit, that's not even funny. But I mean, hey, man, the Most High is giving this man up unto wickedness, man. Because there's no way that any man of the Lord would say the things that he says, I'm not really gonna get too deep into that video because it's folly. It's 41 minutes of even getting on it. This video not even about to be 41 minutes. And I don't even think he like I said, that's not even his site. I think that's somebody else. But 41 minutes of him talking about what? For what? All right. I'm gonna get this in Hebrews 4. This is Hebrews chapter 4, starting at verse 1. It says, "Let us therefore fear, lest the promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it." And which that's this guy basically coming short, as well as the way that he's speaking about it, he would make somebody not want to come in, or hey, what's the purpose of him even being called an Israelite? All right. And then they're going to come to you with questions, since you seem to be the one with all the answers. You're not dealing with the community, because it'll be another thing. But it's just ultimately, it's good this guy's not teaching anymore, man, because he was so full of shit. But let's say if it did depend, Israel being saved depended on your doctrine, you're basically casting and turning your back on the little ones, and you're saying that you're so enlightened beyond the Israelite community, that would be the more need for you to stay. But that's just the purpose. That's just showing you that these guys that say shit like that, they really be full of it. They're full of it. Because if you believe in Yahweh Shemi Shai, it'd just be you and the faith going out there. Man, the Lord said he would make a nation out of Moses alone. As a matter of fact, let's see what the prophet had to say. Who was it, Elijah? In the book of Romans. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. "What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded." You've been blinded. You were blinded pretty much the entire time, man, because there was still that pride, man. All right? But now you've been completely seduced back into that spirit. Verse 8. "According as it is written, the Most High have given you the spirit of slumber." I'm going to skip on down. Actually, hold up. I went past it. This is verse 2. Romans 11 and 2. It says, "The Most High hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew," knowing that Jake was going to go off. All right. The Lord is still dealing with Jake and their messiness. All right. Until he's not. But we're here to rebuke. As far as with dealing with, hey, the Lord sends us out to rebuke. This is a part of the teachings. This is a part of the doctrine and the ways of Yahweh Shemi Shai. You think Yahweh Shai wanted to go out there for the last age of his life, right before he was going to have to die a very terrible death, and cuss out niggas? I'm done with it. No, he never said that. Well, once again, this is the guy. This is the mindset of a delirious man. This man right here, bro, He's delirious. All right, a megalomaniac, delirious, talking out the side of his mouth. Like, I've been this way since I was 9. That means you just a 9-year-old grown bearded man, bro. Your spirit seems like that, like some gang banging nigga. And it's like, nigga, you grew up in like a nice community. It doesn't even fucking make sense, but that's that. But it says, won't ye not what the scripture saith of Elijah, who how he maketh intercession to the Most High against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets. And he says he was talking against niggas. And these were niggas who knew that they were Israelites, man. But you don't want to go back and forth with Israel because of some of the things that they're saying could be true, and it could be a bunch of bugged out motherfuckers. That still does happen. All right, I'm pretty sure Israel encounters, us going out there and teaching, you're going to encounter bug outs. It's bug outs amongst our nation. It's bug outs that come into the truth. It's bug outs that say that they are the Lord. It's just a bunch of bug that we got to deal with it. The Lord had to deal with it. But once again, this nigga can't deal because he's not of the Lord. But it says, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. Elijah thought he was by himself, but he was still going. But what said the answer of the Most High to him? I have reserved myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. All right. So no, man, we don't bow out. All right. We haven't dropped the plow. All right. As a matter of fact, let's get Hebrews the 10th chapter, man. This is Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 22. It says, let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith. So you got to be fully assured and know what you're into, man. All right. Once we start, you can't stop. Once we start, you can't stop. And you got certain jobs that if you don't finish the work, that you will not get paid. You got certain jobs that are actually like that. You could have put in a good 7 hours, but if you ain't finished that 8 hour, you're probably not gonna get anything. You refuse to work. This man didn't have enough to build, bro. So now he's been made a mocking stock. And the thing is about these scoffers is that they'll try to get to the scoff because, hey, that's another thing. We can scoff too. We can righteously scoff. It says that in the scriptures, the stammering lips. All right. This man is being scoffed as an example of what not to be. But the thing about these scoffers is that they'll try to get to the scoff before you because they know that it's off. But it's like you just condemned your own self with your own mouth. Yeah, and I know they're going to come against me. Just like Malak Shar. Yeah, I got a tattoo. Y'all gonna say something about it. Nigga, you just cut yourself. You're going off. And you're so carnal that the only thing that you're worrying about is what men are saying and not the message that's being spoken through men from Yahweh Shemi Yahushua that you just need to get right. All right? Yeah, men can mock you. They can be right. They can be wrong. But the whole message of this is that the Most High is right, and he's the one that's judging you for being off. You're off according to the book. It's not that we've weave together some type of our own doctrine and just said you don't meet the requirements. No, the Lord has a certain doctrine that we all have to meet. And you have certain leaders and prophets that will, hey, you're going off, and that's all we can say until the Lord says, oh well, this nigga's gonna be destroyed. But it's ultimately you got to repent. But this guy's not gonna repent because he's too prideful. He only sees men, like it says in the scriptures. Such as only feareth the eyes of men and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Shemi Yahushua are 10 times brighter than the sun. All right, which is how you got exposed in the first place, man. All right, but going ahead, it says having our heart sprinkled from an evil conscience. But these guys, they don't come from out of that old man. That old man is still in them. The new man is humble. The new man, he's that guy that, well, yeah, years ago I probably would have been on this, not in my right mind. But shit, now that I'm in the truth, I'm not gonna move like that. All right. Yeah, if that person would have talked to me like this, I would have, you might hear a brother say at most like that. But that nigga is supposed to be so far in the past that you don't even think like that. Let alone with this pagan shit. That's some shit that's definitely in the world, man. All right? But you can't deal with the heathen women or have multiple women. Certain things that these camps teach us it does not make sense, and the Lord is going to destroy them for it. But we're turning from the evil conscience, man. All right, threesomes, and yeah, I might be. What he said in this thing, I might interview some bad ones too. What he was talking about, basically, this nigga's just gonna be trying to make money and get on hoes. The average nigga experience, man. All right. From borderline not going off to just going playing the hell off, man. All right? Because we're supposed to be known for pushing this gospel. And you've made yourself a known person. Now, well, I'm going to get it after this, but now you put yourself in a position of not only uncertainty, but you put yourself in a position of vulnerability where Yahweh Shemi Shai is not going to be with you. But this is back in that Hebrews. And our bodies washed from pure water, with pure water, which is Yahweh Shai, in which we preach. And Yahweh Shai wouldn't be he would not be delighted in any of the things that you've been saying and doing. It says, let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. Meaning we got to keep on pushing. We still got to keep on teaching. That's a part of the patience and the faith of the saints. This nigga done lost patience. But like I said, once again, it's good you did. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. So once again, if the Israelite community is so bad, why don't you be the reflection of what it's supposed to be? To lead the little ones that are coming into the fold, man. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves, which you did, because you want to assemble with niggas, which you are a nigga, you know? And most of those people that was in your camp, niggas. It could be some elect amongst them, but hey, time will tell. Hey, we'll see in the end when the Lord comes in and cracks the clouds and destroys this place, man. As the manner of some is, but the exhorting one another. And so much the more as you see that day approaching. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. All right? So, hey, when you went on that rant, you know, and with that fake repenting, the Most High heard you, but not for good. Because the spirit that was in you was of this, that she was going to forsake it. But a certain fearful looking for judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries, he that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. And that spirit is coming back. All right? How much sorer punishment such suppose ye shall he be thought worthy who have trodden underfoot the Son of the Most High and have counted the blood of the covenant. Right, when if that wicked steward began to say, the Lord delayeth his coming, and began to smite the servants of the Lord, which he did, speaking ill, trying to get them jumped and shit. Like, and you think the Lord didn't see none of the shit that you was doing, man? Maybe how about Shemi Shai destroy you and that group, man, as he's doing, and hath counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace. For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, in which the Most High is going to destroy you, man. All right? I'm going to skip on down. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward, which is this faith, with faith. All right? Our faith in the words of Yahweh Shai that we continue to push and to preach. All right? For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Once again, this is the same guy that said we probably got 1,000 years. That's the mindset that you got. As you see prophecy unfolding. But because nothing exact, because the end is because we're not really in that much of a strait, all right, where you're like really wondering, and it seems as though life is going on, you know, like it says in the book of Peter, you know, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things can, it's just gonna be another day. Like shit bad happened, just get it. No, sooner rather than later, it's gonna boil down to this is it. But these prophecies are coming to pass. The way it's looking, no, we don't know exactly when, but it's gonna be soon. One of the greatest things is that that volcano in Yellowstone, It doesn't have much time, but the Lord is not going to take this place out by that. It's going to go out before that. And then that volcano is going to go off. And then you're going to see the San Andreas fault and all these different fault lines come and destroy this place and have it break into pieces when the nukes hit this place, man. All right? But this place ain't got long, man. And we got to remember that. For though it tarry, it will come and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of him who draw back unto perdition, because that's what you're drawing back to. Which you fell out the hand that was holding you and into the fire. All right? But of them that believe to the saving of the soul. All right? And that's what we believe, man. We believe that if we endure this is to the saving of the soul, man. If we remain in here long enough, if we hide ourselves in the graces of Yahweh Shem Yahushua long enough, we're going to come out as gods. All right? Because we believed in him. We believed by doing what he said to do that he was going to hold us exempt from the judgments to come, man. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery, which is the elders, as it says over here in the CSB, laying on the hands by the council of the elders. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy property may appear to all. All right, which you're gonna see when the guy's getting lifted up in the spirit because they've been doing the right things. And yeah, they can get blessed, somewhat carnally, but the Lord loves them. They're not gonna, it's not gonna be that big of anything. And if they are, they're gonna be content, help brothers out. They're not gonna be living this big ass lifestyle that's known like that. I'm not saying that they can't have nice cars or even a nice home, but at the same time, you're gonna see them lifted up spiritually by taking heed to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because we know at the end of the day, all this shit, we're about to lose it all. But we can't lose the spirit. That's the one thing that can't be taken from you unless the Lord takes it from you. But man can't take that from you. All right? It says, take heed unto thyself and the doctrine, continuing in them. All right? Continuing in the same doctrine. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. All right, it's the third chapter. This is 2 Timothy 3 and 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of knowing of whom thou hast learned them. So you have to really believe that this came from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You have to have that mindset. All right? Cosplaying as Israelites, man. No, you were cosplaying. And sooner rather than later, you're going to admit that, yeah, you're going to, because you might be doing, I think he already did the Vlad. Now he just got to do interviews with vocab with the little bitty microphone, stupid ass hat. This nigga's fat as hell with a fucking ponytail and a bald spot and a hat on, bro. It's like, but you want to brag as if you're that guy to this world. It's maddening, man. But you claim to believe in this, now you just look like a fool. That's the thing about most of you scoffers. You were out there teaching, sometimes with us and agreeing with us. But then the reason why you scoff is because you really truly didn't believe or agree. That's why it starts to come out little by little. All right. That's the reason why Yahweh Shai said what he said. I'm going to get it. And this is John. And it's St. John 8:31. It says, then said Yahushua, that's who the world innately calls Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahushua. All right. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then ye are my disciples indeed. All right. Because the endurance is power. All right. And I always, I usually mention this from time to time. It makes me think about that movie. And yeah, I'm using the movie as a reference. The movie Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one that came out, which these were all a bunch of, it was really mirrored off of the truth. A bunch of people who really don't like each other, but they came together under the bond and the guise of friendship, and love. And well, that's what we have with the brothers, man. That friendship and that love is Yahweh Shai. A bunch of people who would never get along in the world. The Lord brought together, in His truth. And they in this movie, they were holding the Power Stone. And they say that one of the reasons why the one guy was able to hold it so long, and everybody could hold it with him. They all helped him charge it, and they were able to sustain and hold it for a very long time. He was able to hold it because he was part God. All right. So we're able to hold all the things, all the punches that the Lord is throwing because we have Yahweh Shem Yahushai working with us. What does it say? Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. All right. So that's what's keeping us. It's not us. All right. Like Yahweh Shai said, nothing is impossible with the Most High. With man, this is impossible. But the Lord can do anything. He's the only thing that's keeping us in his truth. Likewise, he's the reason why this guy fell out, because the Lord pulled him out. Nothing happens without the Lord say so, man. All right, what is this? This is Matthew 6:26. Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Which of you, by taking that thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow and toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto them, yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye little of faith? It was in the 5th chapter. It's lucky. No, it's lucky. Yeah, this is it. This is Matthew 10:29. It says, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall to the ground without your heavenly Father." All right. And the CSB, it says without his consent, which is the breakdown. Nothing happens unless the Lord says that that's okay, man. All right. Likewise, the demons that this guy was dealing with, the Most High had him dealing with these demons just so he can pull them out the truth and so he can lead other men to evil, or to present them as an example for the true men of the Lord to tell you, well, according to the scriptures, this ain't what you're supposed to be like. Yeah, this guy is saying the name 12 tribes chart, but little by little, you'll see these guys start to reject those things because the Most High is not in them. To do this, you really have to have Yahweh Shem Yahushai in you. And that's not a bragging thing, because the Lord can turn it off at any given moment. There's nothing of the men that he's dealing with. And that's a humbling thought that you have to deal with every day, that is not of you, so that you can remain. The wisdom be amazing, but then you got to reflect on all the things that the Most High delivered you from. And at the same time that you're still not delivered, you're still something, wretched about you that you got to correct just so you can make it on the chariot, man. All right? That's the type of mindset we have to have, and the push. Not a justification of your excuses and the reason. This is even an excuse. All right? Because this is 41 minutes of bull, man. I don't even want to watch all this. I watched it more so when a brother had, did a lesson on it. I can actually hear him speak, which is funny. I heard him speak more on a brother's unchopped video than this chopped ass 41-minute video, man. All right. And which it was, not that he said anything worth listening to. It's just, far as for edification, then you can kind of pinpoint what was said and how it was said. The internet is crazy. Motherfuckers just kind of just be remixing shit all the goddamn time, man. All right. But this guy, he really could have just bowed out. He really should have just not said anything. He should have just disappeared. But once again, this guy's a thrill and an attention seeker. All right. All the which spirits Yahweh Shemiah Shai is not dealing with. I'm going to end it off with this lesson. This is James 1:9. It says, let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted. All right. But the rich in that he is made low. There's another thing. This dude's talking about making money, but he's not giving none of that to Israel. He's making a life for himself, man. Because as the flower of the grass, he shall pass away. For the sun is no sooner risen with the burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower thereof falleth. Because like I said, none of this stuff you can take with you. All right? The only thing we can hope to keep is the spirit. Like Paul said, surely we brought nothing into this world. Surely we can take nothing out. And the grace of the fashion of it perishes. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. This guy he folded. You folded. Sound like a baby talking about Israel's too messy. I can't deal with all that. Bro, have you not read the scriptures? This is what we're supposed to do. Deal with matters. Be peacemakers unto the end. This job does not stop. The only thing is, in the kingdom, it's going to be a lot easier because we're not going to be teaching every man his neighbor, man. It's just going to be put on as a regular lifestyle. It's not going to be a labor. This is a labor now because we're putting in the work. Once everybody gets it on the other side, it's just going to be life. But now we're working this into life, man. Well, shit, Yahweh Shemiah Shai is, man. He has us out there pushing and proclaiming everything that he's doing. He has us speaking what he's doing, and that don't stop. No matter who says it's wrong, man. And it's something that somebody said to my little girl, not to be on that fucking family shit, but I just thought it was something good to use for life and for this lesson. Somebody here said that her ill, yucky, the thing that she made looks yucky. And then somebody said to my daughter, hey, well, do you like it? That's all that matters. Hey, man, I love you. How about Shemiah Shai? I can give a damn what somebody's saying about the doctrine if they're on the outside looking in and they're not using scriptures. Let it be a brother. That'd be different. All right? They can correct you according to the scriptures. You got people that's scoffing according to the world. They already gone. The world standard, it says this place is ready to pass away, man. It fadeth. All right? But I'm going to end it off with this one because I was actually thinking about this before I had even started the lesson, really. And it's been a while since I've actually read it, but this is Acts 5:29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. All right? And that's simply plain and put. There's no additive to that, man. I can give a damn what somebody has to say about us not being Israelites, all right? That we're not supposed to call on the name of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. You're not supposed to grow your beard. You're wasting your time. You might as well eat some pork. You letting all these different. It's just about what Yahweh Shem Shah says. Yeah, sometimes this shit get nerve wracking. It's been nerve wracking dealing with guys like Sakari, but we got to endure it to the end, man. All right, because it talks about we have a great patience for our reward, man. All right, there is a reward for this. Ultimately, the thing that you're holding on to, yeah, you hear about the reward, but the flesh. If it's a reward to the flesh is just gonna move on and try to find itself. It takes love to stay in this truth, man. It takes love to keep on doing this, man. You really have to love Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. But with that, gonna end this lesson off, man. There's gonna be more fallouts, man. There's gonna be more guys that turn in their papers, man. All right, because this was getting too hard for them, or they just didn't see any build up from it. It's the same old thing. Now it's just humdrum and it's become routine, and they're not making anything out of it. But hey, man, the true elect, the true prophets are gonna be delivered, and that's all that really matters, man. Call Halayim La Yahweh Shai, Abba Ball. Shalom.